Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the heck you guys are watching this broadcast. It's the Iron Racing Network back again for the All-Star race. We start off here tonight with the All-Star Open. They got about 13 seconds left here in practice, and they're going to roll into qualifying. A 50-lap All-Star Open, which is going to set the last 6 spots in tonight's All-Star race. We'll have about 20 cars in the main event coming up in about an hour and change. We are at Iowa Speedway tonight. Unfortunately, it's not the good version of Iowa, where the bottom groove is paved. Even though iRacing did update this track with the recent update, it's still the rough and bumpy version of Iowa. Unfortunately. So yeah, we got that going for us tonight. Nope, that's the wrong one. We need to turn that one off. There we go. By the way, I'm Alex Lowe. Thanking you guys coming out here tonight and joining us here in Newton, Iowa. The temperature for the Open right now is 66 degrees. The track temp's about 69 with the winds coming out of the north apparently at 17 miles per hour. I find that one really hard to believe, as we're going to have cars finally going out on the racetrack for qualifying. Like I said, we probably should have about 14-ish or so cars here in the Open. There is some names you see on your bottom of the screen here that will not actually be taking part in the Open. They are drivers locked in already via a win, championship, past All-Star race win, or a playoff spot secured a year ago. We'll go ahead and go over those 14 drivers that are already locked into tonight's main event. Those drivers are Kevin Hash. He won a race last year. Storm Patterson, he is your 7th All-Star champion. He was last year's Premier Series champion. You also have Chris Gale, who won Atlanta last year. Preston Knott, who made the playoffs. Kevin Freeze, who won at Talladega last year. Matthew Kluser-Hoos, who made the playoffs. Brandon Kluser-Hoos, who won at Lucas Oil Raceway. Josh Coley made the playoffs. Sawyer Ott, who won last year's All-Star race at the LA Coliseum. Brandon Pamertat, who won at Montreal. Sam Green, first All-Star race champion. Ray Rittenauer, multiple-time champion, and also your 6th All-Star race champion. Matt Quick, who won Darlington a year ago, and Eric Trapeau, the 3rd All-Star race champion. Those are your 14 drivers who have a guaranteed entry in tonight. So tonight we are taking, I believe, the top 5, and then the highest driver who has points available from last year. So we will be taking 5 in and plus 1 from our point situation a year ago. So there is that. It should be some on the screen there, but we'll fix that for next week. Right now, looking over qualifying speeds, it's Daniel Wiles at the top of the board in the 88 machine. He ran at 23.433 on his 2-lap stint. Chaz Justice is currently P2 on the board with a 23.586. Looks like Matt Cherry might be on the racetrack still, turning some laps. He goes up to P2. Matthew Carabina is currently P6 on the board. Dalton Tucker in the 21. He's making his return to the ITRL. Currently sitting P9 with his lap. It looks like he's going to come and complete his run on the track. Ryan Munoz is on the racetrack in the 81. Target machine. He currently went up to P7 over his 2 laps. And just like I said, Dalton Tucker was on his 2nd lap. He will jump up to P2. And we got 50 laps tonight. I'm not 100% sure if caution laps are counted in this event tonight or not. I'm not really sure. I don't remember if it was this race or the main event where caution laps aren't counted. That being said, it looks like everyone has completed their laps. Looks like Luke is the last car on the racetrack here, completing his qualifying run. It looks like we're going to have 13 cars for sure gridding here in tonight's race. Like I said, we're going to be taking top 5 plus the highest points finisher from a year ago. The other names you see in here are guys who are already locked in, and Bobby Hash, who did not complete a qualifying lap. 57 seconds remaining here in qualifying. It is good to be back here for the 10th season of the Iron Thunder Racing League Premier Series. And I will totally tell you, yes, there is a lot of drivers who switched numbers. A lot of new guys, actually. Matt Cherry went into the 45 machine over at JCOM. Chaz Justice, the new guy. Zach Kreiser, he's in a new number. Munoz is switching over to Patterson Pamatat Motorsports in the 81. Taking some other names here. Carbonneau, he's a new technical driver to the Premier Series, but he has ran, if you remember back a couple of years ago when we did the GT3 series, he was a pretty dominant car in that. But I'm going to reload the... I closed out of all ATVO. I didn't want to do that. We'll pop that back up. That's the button I didn't want to click. It's going to pop up here because we got qualifying ending here, and it will just in time. Fantastic. So we'll go ahead and go over your starting lineup for tonight. For the All-Star Race Open, just type in a couple things here real quick. When you accidentally close something you're not supposed to close, it takes out all your predetermined stuff. So we'll go over your starting lineup for tonight. Like I said, it's Daniel Wiles on the pole in the number 88 machine. He ran a 23.433. Starting to his outside will be the 21 machine of Dalton Tucker. Just about 4/100ths of a second behind him. Matt Cherry will be starting in row number 2 in P3, with Chaz Justice starting P4. Zach Kreiser will be starting P5, with Kevin West starting P6. You have Munoz starting 7th, Carabina starting 8th, Winkelspeck starting 9th, and Caleb Rice rounding out your top 10. 11th through 14th, Treston, again, he's one of those drivers locked in, will be Rance Llewellyn, Brian Russi, and then Luke Carbonneau rounding out your field tonight. Like I said, we have 50 laps here tonight. I don't know why that's not showing up. So by the way, that yellow box that should be saying All-Star Open, we'll have that fixed for the All-Star race here. Coming up in a little bit less than an hour. Again, 50 laps, taking the top 5, and then the highs of via points from a year ago. Seeing a lot of love in chat for some of your guys' favorite drivers. Keep that love coming in here. As we'll be getting ready to go here in a matter of seconds. As the clock hits 0. And these guys should be hitting first gear and getting ready to go. So guys, it's 50 laps. Don't believe caution laps are counting. I don't believe for either one of these races tonight caution laps count. Nothing special in this one. We will have a special thing in the open where we have a halfway caution and we get to spin a wheel. So that's going to be fun. Cars are on the racetrack for the first time this year. 13 of them are out on the racetrack. Oh yeah, Bobby Hash, he's the last car on the field. He'll be starting P14 tonight. I forgot to mention that because he was on the way bottom of the list, but he is here in the field tonight. It looks like the lights are off on the pace car. That means we're going to get ready to go to Barney the Flagman here. Or not. The lights aren't off. You see, my thing says a parade lap is at 1. Alright. So we got another parade lap. So we got 2 parade laps. That's fine. It's A-okay. We can have 2 laps around this 0.85 mile track here in Newton, Iowa. Like I said, this track truly didn't get the full update it should have gotten when iRacing did their Season 2 update a couple weeks ago. As you can see here, driving through 1 and 2, the bottom of the racetrack's not paved. It's a very rough track. I did run some laps in practice session yesterday. There's a bump down there in the bottom of 2 that could potentially play a factor into tonight's race. As always, if you've been on the sim before, the bump in turn 1 on the high groove's a really dangerous bump to hit. And just the fact that we're on cool tires is also a potential for causing some havoc here. I think this time we can go to Barney the Flagman. As the cars get ready to go through the Geico restart zone. And for the first time this year, we are racing in the Iron Thunder Racing League. At the completion of lap 1, things look pretty calm so far, except that looks like the 01 machine. Kevin West, he's dropping down the leading board. He got loose there off of 4 and looks to spin out. Single car spin does not look like that will cause a caution. Quick low look replay here. You just see him need to go a little bit further back. Just gonna get loose on him here off of 4. Again, another dangerous spot. Makes contact. I think that's with the 01? No, he's the 01. That might have been maybe the 05, maybe the 11 of Chaz Justice. But he does make contact there. After getting loose here on lap number 1. But while still is your leader here, he's got about a 0.2 of a second lead over Dalton Tucker. Cherry's falling behind in 3rd as things start to look like this single file out and start to spread out here at Iowa. A little further back, it looks like Chaz was trying to look to set up a potential pass here on Kreiser. Nothing really going for the number 11 machine right there. Looks on the inside, but doesn't have enough. And there's another car spinning. That looks to be Rance. He's going to be able to not make contact here, just go through the grass. Turn 4 so far looks to be the problem spot as Rance is able to keep control of that machine and keep it on the racetrack. Out front, Dalton Tucker looks on the inside of Wiles, and he's going to get by him here going through 3 and 4. New leader out front, 4 laps into tonight's last chance qualifier. Dalton Tucker is now your race leader. Tucker over Wiles. Sherry sits back in 3rd. With Kreiser closing in a little bit here. Justice falling back a little bit to the grasps of Muniz and Carabina. Winkle Specht is also staying there, and it looks like Justice had a bit of a moment here on the off of 4. Looks like he potentially got loose, maybe got into the wall there off of 4. Only loses 1 spot, so he's sitting P6 right now. Currently 1 spot outside the transfer position. It's a side-by-side battle between Winkle Specht and Carabina for 6. It's now a 3-wide battle for 6 here as the 05 looks on the inside here. 3 wide coming across the line. 7 laps completed. 43 to go here in the open. Still a 3-car battle here as things are still calm up front. Closest battle on the racetrack. Could potentially become a 4-car battle here as Rise is starting to enter the conversation here. Radioactive might be making a return this year. Not 100% sure. I've been told there's going to be recording for it. I'm not sure if it'll be a couple episode thing, a 1 episode thing at the end of the year, but Radioactive might be making a return this year as Dalton Tucker is still out front. As things 2/3 have gotten to a 1.5 seconds. It looks like it's Tucker and Wiles out front. Things have settled down for that battle for 6th. Again, this is the position outside the transfer spot. Top 5 make it in. Right now, 5th place goes to Muniz, as he was able to get around there after Justice made a slight little mishap off of 4 a couple laps ago. Rance has rebounded. He's unfortunately 6.3 seconds off the lead, about 3.2 behind the transfer position. He's got a little bit of work to do here. Might need a caution here as we're 11 laps in so far. West is really hoping for a caution. He's almost over a half a lap down here after his lap 1 mayhem. Looks like Kreiser is closing in on the 45 machine of Matt Sherry. Things are getting a little bit closer here. As this is also bringing an opportunity for Muniz, the 19 Machine of Carabina, Justice, and Winkelschbeck to close in here. Things are starting to tighten up around the transfer position as things ahead of it are just pretty calm. What you're seeing is a battle for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh all on your screen. You see it's currently occupied third place by Matt Cherry in the 45 machine. He hasn't really moved around on the racetrack so far. He's been in that third position so far. Kreiser moved up a spot, and he's currently trying to reel in Cherry to get up another spot. Muniz is up 2. And Carabiner, I think, is also up 2. Justice is a faller. He's dropped back 3 as Winkelschbeck looks on the inside of him for 7th. Wise is closing in a little bit here. The last couple times it's been about 4/10 of a second at the line. He's got about 3.5 tenths now on Tucker as we have 15 laps completed, working on lap number 16. Winkelschbeck was on the inside here, as actually Justice is on the outside of Carabiner. This is for 6th. Again, this is one spot outside the transfer spot. These two are racing to see if they can get up to Muniz to get around him for the transfer spot. So it looks like Kreiser is starting to fall back here a little bit. Transfer spot is a very pivotal point we're going to be keeping an eye on here right now. Also, as a race leader, a key spot as we're under caution for the first time tonight. Trying to take a look around the racetrack. Seeing what our caution's for in lap 17. Not really seeing much of anything here on my screen. But it is Tucker out front. And as your race leader, these guys are probably going to come down pit road this time. We'll just take a quick look through your cars here. Hash's car looks fine. West's car looks fine. Rusi's car looks fine. Take a look from the rear chase. Didn't really see anything on my screens that say, hey, this is what the caution's for. Remember, no, his car looks fine. I think we're just under caution. Maybe debris? Not real sure, as everyone's going to come down pit road for the first time tonight. I know in the main event, they have unlimited sets of tires. I would assume that these guys also have an unlimited set of tires. First caution tonight comes out on lap number 17. Dalton Tucker is your race leader. Trying to look through here again to see what may have caused our caution. Not really seeing much of anything. Don't really see any incident points to be accounted for either. As cars are starting to come off of pit road. Looks like Dalton Tucker won the race off pit road, followed by Weiss, Cherry. Well, Winkelschbeck actually moves up a couple spots here. He's now inside a transfer position in 4th. Kreiser, Kevin West. All right, we need to turn that off. West is spending a little bit of time with pit road, but he did make contact on the first lap there. But he's not out of it now. Things are will be bunched back up here as we will come to 30 laps to go. Again, it'll be Tucker, Wiles, Cherry, Winkelschbeck, Kreiser, Muniz, your top 6. Again, Muniz, I think, would be in position to get in via a points position from last year. Other guys that are in a pretty good spot. Carabina in 7th, a good spot. Justice in 8th. He looked fast early on there. Rise, really haven't heard much from him. Rance, after his little bit of a mishap, he has a chance to get back in here with Luke. Don't count him out. Luke is a great sim racer. He's really getting into the oval side of things. We saw him really exceed in our GT3 series. Saw him out there on our last Rush series. Seemed like he was getting his footing in with that. Rusi, another card can't really count out here. Same thing with Bobby Hash and Kevin West. But when we get the restart here, we'll have 29 laps to go. Lights are off on the pace car. Looks like Dalton Tucker will take the inside line here for this restart. We do have lane choice for the leaders. Do not have a choose cone in the Iron Thunder Racing League. Like I said, we'll be coming 29 laps to go. Again, we're taking the top 5 plus the highest points finisher from a season ago in the Premier Series. Like I said, that right now I think we'll be going to the 81 machine of Muniz as our highest points paying driver. Kreiser might also be in that conversation too. It'll be one of those things where we have to pay attention to the Discord when the 11 and 19 had an instant. Interesting. Nothing popped up on any of my screens that say, hey, those two had an incident on the front stretch. So we will get an opportunity. Once things calm down, we'll go back and take a look at that, as I was just getting relayed information here that those two had a come together on the front straightaway. As the restart is back out, Tucker is able to get a comfortable lead here into turn number 1. Winkle Speck will now look on the inside of Cherry here for 3rd, while the battle for 5th heats up between Muniz, Kreiser, Rance, Llewellyn, Justice. Things are going to heat up around this transfer spot. Again, battles for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, you name it. 05's on the inside of the 45. Down the back straightaway. Same position they were coming off of the turn. Kreiser moves up a little bit there on corner entry. Looks like he got a little bit tight. Still on the inside of the 81. Again, this is now the position for the transfer spot. Muniz is ahead of Kreiser. Looks like Winkle Speck's being able to potentially clear Cherry here. Not this time. They're still going to be side by side down the back straightaway. Able to inch ahead a little bit here, and will complete the pass 05 up to P3. As Muniz was also able to get around the 12 machine here. Muniz is now the last driver in via the top 5 finishing. Kreiser, I would believe, would get a spot via owner points from a year ago. Luke Allen, Justice, and Carabina, guys who've been around the front of the field so far tonight, especially around this transfer spot, have to start get going here, as Kreiser will now look on the inside of the 81 into turn 1. It'll be side by side between the 12 and the 81. The 81's able to get the advantage here this time down the back straightaway, but it's not quite over yet. So the 12's going to take a little bit of a peek here. It's able to get to about the door of the 81 through the middle of the corner, but I think the top side is going to prevail here. 23 laps to go. 24 laps to go. I was a lap ahead of myself. Still Tucker Wiles, Winkle Speck out front. The gap between the 05 and the 45 has increased. The gap between the 21 and the 88's been maintaining. The battle's still on here as Muniz goes to the bottom while Kreiser goes to the top through 3 and 4, and it's not going to really work out for him. And he's going to have to sit back for 6 and try again. Like I said, that caution really playing a factor here as the 01 starting to come through the field. He's now up to 9th here, battling for 9th with the 19 machine. He's going to have to sell behind him here, try it again here on the bottom side through 3 and 4. West is on the inside of Carabina. Again, these guys really don't have that opportunity to fall back on points from a year ago, as there's contact in 1. The 11 gets into the 54, but things are able to... Oh, the 54 is around! Gets the 11 involved, and we should be under caution for the second time tonight. And just looked like it was just a little bit of a late break, potentially by the 11 machine into the corner. We will go ahead and watch the replay and see what we see happening here. All right, now let's fire back. Here we go. So this is coming off of the lap of 4. Looks like the 54 gets a little bit loose. We'll watch from the chopper cam here. And it just looks like the 11 got into the 54. The 54 is just having to save it. These cars are all a handful to save sometimes. You get behind on that steering and it just causes you to spin. And that's what looks to be that happen there. The 11 just gets in a little bit too deep in the corner and just causes the 54 to go spinning. 20 laps remaining. And we're under caution for the second time tonight as everyone does come down pit road to see their pit crews. Winkelspect had a great pit stop last time, was able to get himself up to third into a transfer spot. See if anyone does anything different here. Cherry does overshoot his pit box a little bit of a, I would say, a safe entry for Chaz. Here comes the 45. Here comes the 01. The 01's going to get a great pit stop here. 9.5 total time in the pit box. Fastest pit stop. Potentially 2 tires. If I had to guess on that 01 machine that time, it's going to put him in a really good position here to potentially advance on to the All-Star race. Again, we're taking top 5 plus the highest from the points a year ago. Right now, it looks like 5th place would be occupied by the 81 machine of Ryan Muniz. And again, the highest points from a year ago. Cherry now could be in that conversation here from points from a season ago. Right now, that'd be a conversation between Kreiser, Cherry. Hash might have some points he could fall back onto to get him into the All-Star race tonight. Wiles did beat the 21 machine off pit road. Also has something to talk about. His pit stop was 9.8 seconds. I'm going to guess the 88 and the 01 took 2 tires, potentially 2 right side tires. It looks like the 67 still on pit road. He is 3 laps down. Not real sure what would be the case there for the 67 to go 3 laps down. Didn't look like he was involved in anything really there with that caution. Car does look okay, that Crown Royal machine of Caleb Rise. But he is 3 laps down. I mean, all it takes is 3 cautions for him to come back into this and have a chance to make his way back into the All-Star race. The lights are off again on the iRacing.com pace car. We'll be coming to 17 laps to go. Again, top 5 advance. Right now in 5th place is Muniz in the 81 machine. And even taking the highest points finishing driver from a year ago, and that's potentially be a 3-car battle for that as well. Wiles, Tucker, West, Winkelschmidt, Muniz, Kreiser, Cherry, Carabina, Carbonell, Rusi, Hash, Justice, Llewellyn, and Rise is your running order here. As we should see the iRacing.com pace car take a hard left-hand turn. And the field get ready to go to the Geico restart zone. 17 laps to go and they're on it. Great jump by the 88 machine. Make sure he does not commit a lane change foul. And here comes Kevin West. West, I'm pretty sure, is on 2 tires, so we'll see how this machine reacts with those 2 tires. Had second for a brief second. It's now back to Tucker as Winkelspect will now fight on the outside here. We'll be side by side coming off of turn 4 with him. Coming to 16 laps to go. Oh, the 05 gets loose, gets in the 81. The 81's around. He's off the racetrack. I don't think that's going to be enough to cause a caution. Muniz will now have to probably fall back on points from a year ago. In 5th place is Winkelspect. He's now in a tight battle here. Here comes the 92 machine. 3 wide for 5th. It's not too wide between Kreiser, the 19, and the 05. Just looked like a situation. Cold tires getting loose off of turn 4. Something I've seen a lot happen, especially in practice this afternoon. The practice I did yesterday. It's just one of those situations where you don't really want to be loose, as there's 3 wide behind the battle here for 5th. Carbon nose on the bottom here. Winkelspect is continuing to fall back. Might potentially have a bent toe link or 2. Side by side for 7th is Llewellyn and Carbonell. Battle's also on for 5th, the final transfer spot between Carabina and Kreiser. 19 slides up a track a little bit here, but does not make contact with 12 as we come to 13 laps to go. Out front, still Wiles, Tucker, West, Cherry. Those guys are safely in. So the 19's going to really get close to the door of the 12 this time through 1 and 2. It's not really able to commit much with that this time. gonna just fall back in line and see if we can set up again here. Things are starting to settle down as Rusi and Winkelspecht are starting to battle now, and we have a caution. Looks like it's from up front, and that looks to be the 12 machine. Something happened to Chrysler. I'm going to guess it could potentially be also involved in the 19 machine. Well, let's go back and let's watch the replay. As these two were battling out for 5th here. Chrysler running just fine. Looks like he had to check up or something. Oh, might have gotten a little bit loose there. Potentially, could Chrysler have gotten loose coming off of 4? Is that why he checked up? Watch this one more time here from the onboard of Chrysler. Just fine, stays in 5th gear. You really don't need to shift down to 4th here. It's really borderline. Oh yeah, it just got loose on him. And it's one, again, these cars are really hard to save unless you immediately hop onto the brake pedal and just stop. It's really your only option you have with this car trying to save it is just hopping on the brakes and seeing what can happen there. As we do have some takers coming down the pit road. Looks to be the 0578 and looks to be the 92 as well. We expect some damage to be fixed here by both the 12 and the 05. We'll have under 10 laps to go here. Well, the caution laps are counting. I think it's the main event where the caution laps don't count. I do remember one of those situations being told here that caution laps don't count in one of them. So we do have one of these races tonight where caution laps don't count. So we do have to remember that. This track has been playing pretty well so far. I've seen some battles throughout the field here. Should be an exciting 100 lap main event we have coming up here in a little bit less than a half an hour. 28 minutes to be exact. As well as just trying to race a pace car here. Usually not a good thing to do here. But you can go through the pace car. It's totally fine. But it looks like the 05, the 12, the 92, and 78 all are able to get off pit road without incident here. As we will get ready to come to the restart next time by, we'll get one to green. By the way, this is just race number 1 of the season. We also have qualifying going on right now for our Daytona 250. That is in 2 weeks, presented by Lucky Dogs. We have the duels next week. Should be live around the same time, 6:55 p.m. Central Time, 7:55 on the Eastern Seaboard. We have 2 dual races. Those races also pay out points that are top 10, so we'll have some of our paid out. It just honestly looked like Chrysler got loose off of 4. That car is starting to step out a little bit on them. And with these next-gen cars, they have the rack and pinion steering box. They don't have a normal steering box like you have in our Xfinity car, the B car, the truck. So these things are a little bit harder to save. And usually the best case scenario when you're trying to save a car is just getting on those brakes. Trying to overcorrect it and trying to save the car like you can with the other ones is usually not the way to go, which can cause you to happen to have that right steer, that left steer to cause you a spin, go up into the track, go below the track. It's one of those things where this car is just that unique, that different, and it's one of those things where you just have to train yourself to not do what you do in those other vehicles. So it's really nothing I can really blame Chrysler on. I can blame more on this car just being the car. But we do have 7 laps to go here. Pace car lights are off. He'll be coming down pit road this time. It's Wallace Tucker on the front row as we get into the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is back out. Again, nothing illegal I see there. He waited until after the start finish line to move up to the top. Looking back at 5th. Right now it's Rance Llewellyn in 5th. He's currently side by side with Cherry for 4th. Cherry's gonna have the slight advantage going into 3. They are side by side. They almost touch here coming off of 4. Llewellyn had an issue earlier. Here goes the 19 machine. He's able to save it. He's going to lose a bunch of spots here. As a 92 goes for a slide. Carbon, no. And up and over goes the 50 machine. It's time to go and watch the replay. Usually something you don't like to see is when these cars get up and over. These cars also, flip real easy. And honestly, it just looks like, just Carbon just got a little bit too deep in there. Again, trying to save the car. No! Alright, let's go see how it looked from the onboard of Russi here as he's sliding upside down. Just like, again, Carbonell was just got loose a little bit late, I think, on the brakes in the corner. That's what caused him to get loose here. You also saw this 19 slide off of 4. Again, we're on board with the 50 machine. Has it saved for a second. Again, that's just trying to get caught back up with your steering. I think you can really do there for both the 92 and the 50 machine. Unfortunately, I think the 50 had to tow, so his all-star night is over. Carbonell, he's going to come down pit road, and it looks like, we do have one fast repair, and he took it there. He's going to put some tires on this machine as well. Well, this should set us up for an overtime finish. Now, let's go read the notes real quick. This is a very important thing to talk about. Ooh. There was a penalty. A couple cautions go between the 1154 car. They've drove through too many pit boxes. That's good to know. And we probably should also have this open. That right there. Alright. How many attempts at a green-white checker do we have tonight? This is very important. We could have unlimited attempts because it is the All-Star Open. And unfortunately, does not say anything about that. We're going to find out together. As again, we'll be coming... Oh, we don't want to show that anymore. We actually want to toggle this. Coming to 3 laps ago. This is our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Again, top 5 cars make it. Currently in 5th place is Rance Llewellyn. He has rebounded from his mistake earlier on in the race. First driver, I think, would be in the points from a year ago. I know Muniz did run a decent amount of races a year ago. He could potentially be in a position to get in as that 6th and final transfer spot via points. Bobby Hash also has an opportunity to get in. I think he would need the 81 to race in. I also think he would need the 12 car to race in. Kreiser is in a position to race in. He's currently sitting 6th. Matt Cherry, he's in a decent spot sitting P4 here, but who knows what happens with green-white checker attempts. You see it in real life all the time. I mean, Nashville a year ago in real life had 6 attempts at a green-white checkered. So, who knows? Again, it's Wiles, Tucker, West, Cherry, Llewellyn, Kreiser, your top 6, Justice, Winkelspecht, Carbina, Carbonneau, Hash. Those are all your drivers on the lead lap. Get another caution, potentially see Rise and Muniz get back on the lead lap. Oh wait, no, Muniz is 3 laps down. Never mind, Muniz is out of this. Might have to fall back on the point situation here. But the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. We're coming to 2 laps to go. Green-white checkered situation, and they are off. Ooh, that is a close call. That's going to be a very close call there by race control. 88 was very close to changing lanes there on the restart, but he's able to get clear of the 21 side by side for 3rd between the 01 and the 45. Llewellyn sticking it deep in here through 3 and 4. Coming to the start finish line. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go. The 54 gets turned. off the front bumper of Chrysler. It's now going to be side by side between Chrysler and Justice here for the 5th position. Chrysler gets loose in 1. Chrysler has to correct it. He's going to get into the after a light tap. Now it's going to be a battle between Justice and Carabina. Carabina doing enough. Coming to the line. Dalton Tucker is going to be side by side with the 88 machine at the line. It's going to be Wiles. And your transfer position is going to go to Chaz Justice. Wow. That was exciting. So we got some things we should probably go take a quick look at here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the battle between Wiles and Tucker to the line. Oh, now my All-Star Race open likes to show up. Let's see if we can get a decent camera for this. I think zoomed in will be our best camera. Let's go back one more time here and watch this. Nope. We're too far back. Tucker was able to get to his inside here as we were watching exciting battles here, right? So there should be a good enough spot back to watch this. Tucker coming to the white flag. See, Llewellyn gets wrecked off the front bumper of Chrysler. Tucker takes a look on the inside here. Wiles just maintains the top throughout the whole entire lap. Perfectly fine. Makes sense here. Side by side going down the back straightaway. Through 3 and 4 maintaining the top. And he's just going to get enough of a run here to beat out Tucker. So let's quickly pause this right about here because this is going to give us a good look here. It's by about 2/100ths of a second. As you can see there, yeah, it's about 2/100ths of a second there. And then Chaz Justice was able to complete the battle here in 5th, maintain to get the transfer spot. So we do have time. We have 18 minutes or so, give or take, till the All-Star Race. Let's go ahead and see if we can have an opportunity to get some words in with the All-Star Open winner. See if I cannot move him to the can't move him to the booth. All right, give me a second here. We're going to get Wiles in here. While we do that, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of a... We're just going to add a scene, yep. You're going to see nothing for a second. So we're going to switch over to the All-Star Race server, the main race here. As we do have someone within the booth here, and it's going to be Daniel Wiles. Just give me a second here. I need to unmute Discord on my application. I think that was you, right? Now we're just going to unmute all 3 of them and see what happens. Daniel Wiles! Hello?
What's going on?
Exciting finish there to the All-Star Open, man.
Yeah, it was pretty. That was good. That was a fun race.
Real quick question. Did you take 2 tires there on your last pit stop?
Yes. Me and Kevin did. Yep.
Now, you did look like you have a car to beat tonight. Do you think you potentially could go out there and play upset in the main event tonight?
I'm hoping. I mean, I guess I don't know if we're qualifying or not. I really haven't really gone over everything, but I don't know if we have to start from the back, coming from the open, but I'm hoping. I know after 50 laps there's an invert, so we'll see. We were trying to have a little bit of fun. We didn't think everybody was going to come in behind us. We were going to try and just see if we can come up through the field and kind of get used to racing with everybody, but everybody followed us, so it was like, okay, well, we'll see how this one goes.
Oh, it was unlimited tires, right?
Yeah, it was unlimited, so we wanted to go ahead and use up what we could.
I mean, you had a free amount, so just use them all up. Well, good job in the All-Star Open tonight. Hopefully you put on a great show. If I do recall, it's, unfortunately I might have to start at the rear end of the field.
That'd be fun. It'd be good. I mean, there's no points involved, and this is our first race with everybody here, so it'd be a nice little fun challenge to try and come up from the back.
I think I'll put on a great show. You showed that you're a class of the field in the Open. I think you can go out there and put on a nice little whooping here in the main event.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations on winning the All-Star Open. We'll see you here in the All-Star race that starts in about 14 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you.
That was Daniel Wiles, the All-Star Open winner here. Like I said, we have about 14 minutes, give or take, to the main event here. See if we can find anyone else to talk to, as they are practicing right now. I'm going to reload everything I have. Actually, I'm going to take a quick second. We're going to get the graphic just right for you guys, so give me a quick second there. And then we'll go on here. I think it's a great time to actually pull up another interviewee. We can go ahead and pull up second from the All-Star Open, Dalton Tucker. We'll pull him up into the booth. Hopefully he's ready to have a conversation with me in the booth. Dalton?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, great job in the All-Star Open, man. It's great to have you back here in the Iron Thunder Racing League.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's good to be back.
Did you learn a lot through the Open, through those 50 laps?
I learned that 2 tires is not a bad call, and probably you can push it a little harder than you think you can. So maybe but I don't know. Being 100 laps, it changes a little bit.
Well, we do have an invert after lap 50. Does that play any sort of... Does that throw a wrench into any potential strategy you could be developing right now?
I mean, I'd say no. I'd just go out here and have fun, go as fast as I can every lap, and if I get inverted to somewhere else, I'll just have fun there and try to get back to the front, if I'm in the front.
Well, I might be breaking the news to you, but I do think you will be starting the back of this main event. Does that throw a wrench in anything?
No, it'll be fun. A lot different than the Open, so be a fun challenge.
I think it'll be a great challenge, as you and Wiles there were class act at the Open there. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go back and get some more practice laps in, as I think the track might actually be a little bit cooler now, so actually it's warmer. So I'll go ahead and let you focus on some practice laps here. Good luck tonight in the All-Star race.
All right, appreciate it, man.
As that was Dalton Tucker, P2 tonight. And let's see if everything's right now. Let's pull up this real quick. Let's see if I did this all right. As we have under 10 minutes left to go here until the All-Star race. Yeah, no points are on the line tonight, so we should be expecting some amazing action throughout the whole entire field. As it did, it worked perfect. And I unfortunately joined as a driver, so oops. But hey, it is what it is. P3. See if we can get P3 in here. I believe that was Matt Cherry. Pull up the results real quick. It was Matt Cherry. So we'll pull him up into the booth and get a quick word with him here. I know these guys are trying to get some quick laps in, but we'll just try and make it a quick, brief conversation with them, as we have third place finish from the All-Star Open, Matt Cherry, in the booth with us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pretty consistent run through the All-Star Open there. You're around third, fourth, fifth for the majority of it. Do you think you have something for these guys here coming up in the 100-lap feature?
I don't know if I'll have anything for them. You know, it's been a while since I've been in this car. This is probably the first time I've been back in this car in probably 3 months. So it's definitely taken some getting used to. These drive different than trucks and Xfinity, so you know I'm just kind of having to adjust my driving style.
It is a complete and total difference, especially with that rack and pinion steering, as we saw a couple of times there in the Open. You have any words of advice for those guys who got behind on steering and caused a couple cautions?
Not really. They just better be really good at swatting flies very fast, because once this thing gets sideways and it gets loose like that, you gotta have some fast hands to catch it.
That is true. Now, what would you hope for a invert here, as you potentially one of the 6 cars that have to start back the pack? So we do have an invert at our lap 50 caution. Are you hoping for a full field invert? Your back day, so?
I mean, yeah, but you know, I'm just gonna go with it wherever I'm at. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to pass guys here. You just gotta keep the wheels straight coming off the corners and not have too much input, because it's very tight out here tonight, and if you got too much wheeling, it's just gonna snap on you, and you're gonna wreck and probably wreck somebody else and ruin their night.
That's very much true. Have you gotten any laps in on the current track for the main event? Can you tell if there's really any difference here?
It's a little slower right now, but you know, once it starts getting dark, I'm sure it's going to pick up. But for the most part, you know, it's not as loose as what it was in the other session.
The track temp, according to my graphics here, says it's warmer, so I don't know what iRacing's doing, so who knows?
Yeah, I like a hot track. It fits my driving style the best.
Well, especially with these iRacing setups, I mean, give me a little bit warmer of a track, gets the car a little bit looser. Feels right. So
Yeah. Yeah, I wish iRacing would give you a variety of choice of like setups to run. You know, with the with different amounts of fuel, that setup be adjusted for those amounts of fuel. That way, you know, it give these leagues and stuff, you know, different setups that they could pick from.
yeah, iRacing has to figure out something else before they do that. You need to figure out tire model and net code. Once they get that down, then we can get into the setups.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, they worked their butts off with it, but you know, there's still work to be done, and I'm sure it's not easy.
No, it's not. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go back down there and get some words with the guys who spent 53 minutes here with the current track conditions, and good luck tonight in the All-Star race, man.
All right, appreciate it. We'll see you.
So that was the 45 machine of Matt Cherry. Alright. Got about 6 minutes left here in practice. I'm going to go ahead and step away from the mic. You guys can listen to the sights and sounds of Iowa Speedway. When we come back, we'll go over the qualifying results and get you guys going into our 100-lap main event tonight. Thank you for watching the Iron Thunder Racing Network. Alrighty. Qualifying is about to begin here as practice is done. Fastest lap I think in practice was Dalton Tucker, runner up in the All-Star Open. So these guys get 2 laps in 5 minutes to try to see if they can set themselves on the pole for tonight's main event. Let's take a look at some of the cars that are going to be hitting the track here. The 87 Ray Rittenauer. See if he can go out there and put up a lap. I don't know if Chaz was just told he can't run a Q lap or not. There's I do recall, I think these 6 might have to start at the rear of the field. I'm not 100% sure. They might also be going to run a Q lap. Matt Quick will be leaving pit road right about now. Same thing with Eric Drapeau, who's out on racetrack through 3 and 4. Matthew Klusterhuis, he's getting ready to start his lap here. He's through 1 and 2 in that number 24 machine. Very similar to what Jeff Gordon ran latter part of his career here. Storm Patterson, defending series champion, their current champion of the league. He's out here. New number for him. Budweiser 8 machine. Left JCOM at the end of last year. Went over and formed his own team with Brandon Pamitat. Looks to not... Looks not to be... Oh, he is. He's out on the racetrack right now in that very familiar number 48 machine. Right now on top of the board is Eric Drapeau. Tristan Akos to the top of the board. New colors for him, Smitty Supply. And looks like he's also in a Toyota as JCOM swapped over to Toyota this offseason. Koala Man and the Koala Deck. Christopher Gale, he was P2 for a brief second, currently sitting P4. Drapeau goes back to the top. Sam Green makes his return to the league here for Cosmic. Coming to the line. See what his lap puts him. P5 on the board. Kevin Hash and that 03 machine. Currently running a lap. Coming to the line complete. Lap number 1. That will put him 7th. And Storm Patterson went to the top of the board on his qualifying run. Sam Green moves up to 4th. Quick currently sitting 8th. Pimtat doesn't look like his laps are counting. Coming to complete a lap. I think this one might count for him. Good thing his laps aren't counting. They're kind of slow. 23.639. That should be good enough, but doesn't look like it will actually count. Would have put him 5th on the board. Rittenauer's out on the racetrack here and looking... Yeah, a new number font potentially for Ray. Out here in the number 87 machine, a very familiar number to the league. Brian Klusterhuis, he qualified 8th on his lap. Getting a Toyota for JCOM. Sporting the Iron Thunder Racing Network colors here on this Bobby Labonte Interstate battery themed car. And Cherry looks like he completed a lap. Again, I don't know if he was supposed to. I'm not sure. But he did put up a lap. Wiles, Tucker, Muniz did not put up a lap. Justice did not put up a lap. Am I missing one from the open? 1, 2, 3, 4. Kevin West, he also did not put up a lap. But it looks like everyone's completed a lap. Rittenauer still on the racetrack, and also Chris Gale still also out on the racetrack. Sprain Klusterhuis went to the top of the board on his qualifying lap. Currently sitting on the provisional pole here with 54 seconds remaining in qualifying. Muniz sitting at the end of pit road. Not real sure if he's going to have enough time if he's going to put up a lap, but it doesn't look like he will. Christopher Gale still out on the racetrack trying to get a couple more laps in a practice here. Not really, I would say, going to affect much of anything. I don't think these tires will roll over for him after running these laps. Again, it looks like everyone's ran a lap. Sawyer Ott, Josh Coley, Pamitat's laps did not count. Kevin West, Daniel Wiles, Dalton Tucker, Ryan Muniz, and Chaz Justice have not ran a lap. I could also been giving some false information, but some of these guys, like Tucker and Wiles, were saying there in their post-race interviews, saying they wanted an opportunity to come run through the field. So maybe this will be their opportunity to run through the field. So who knows? We'll go ahead and get all your starting lineup up on your screen here. Again, was Brandon Kluser, who's in that Toyota Camry, putting up the fastest lap for the 23.523, being out former teammate and the current league champion, Storm Patterson, by about 22 1,000ths of a second. Matt Cherry dipped up a lap for P3. Drapeau went to P4 on the board. And Kevin Hash rounds out your top 5. It's the other Kluster's brother, and Matthew Kluster, who's qualifying 6th. Sam Green qualifies 7th. Ray Rittenauer, Christopher Gale, and Treston Ott round out your top 10. And then the rest of the guys that really need to be paid attention to: Quick, Wiles, Tucker, West, Coley, Muniz, Pamitat, Ott. Quick was the only guy on the screen that ran a qualifying time. Everyone else did not. Again, it's 100 laps. Halfway caution at lap number 50. And at that point, we will have some sort of invert of the field. I'm not really sure which kind of invert we're going to have. Who knows? But we'll ask the wheel to tell us on lap 50. The cars are lining up behind the iRacing.com pace car as we're going to get ready to get this 9th ITRL All-Star race underway. Again, 100 laps is the distance at this 0.85-mile racetrack. Rusty Wallace built this track here in Newton, Iowa. Kind of designed it off of Richmond. Again, this is not modern day Iowa. Because we don't have the paved grooves on the bottom of the track. If I do recall reading the patch notes just right, this track did get some sort of update. I don't know if they updated the catch fence or something, but this track did receive an update. So I'm not real sure what the update was that it received. But we'll have 2 laps of pacing here. I guess that's what we did last time. And we'll get ready to send these folks out there for 100 laps. Official field is 19, so one driver is not showing up out of the 14 guaranteed to be locked in. Taking a quick look at our entry list. Looks to be the 33 machine of Josh Coley, who did not show up tonight. I knew he was having some sort of internet issues when he was getting into the open practice server. There was some sort of connection issue, so he was having upload packet loss and whatnot there. So I don't know if he was able to get that figured out or not. So that is good information to know. It received a small graphics update. Repave was delayed until later in the season. Well, what if I told you they didn't update the billboards here at Iowa? Who knows? But the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car for sure, 100% this time. Brandon Kluser, and Storm Patterson, 2 guys who were battling out at the end of the year last year, are going to lead them. Oh, what? All right, we got another pace lap. Never mind. I swore we ran 2 pace laps. I was wrong. But we should be going green for sure this time by 100 laps. Everything's on the line. A trophy. I don't know if there's any sort of monetary reward for winning this race, but it's out there. Let me take a look here. All I can tell you, it's sponsored, so It's probably a trophy and some money on the line here for the leader at the end of 100, maybe 103, 106, 112 laps here tonight. The lights are off for sure this time. Barney the flag man will have the green flag in hand this time. You can see it there. As the green flag is down, it's a ninth all-star race in the Iron Thunder Racing League's underway. Side by side for the race league, it's the defending champion Storm Patterson with former teammate Brandon Klusenhuis on the inside. Give the lap led to last time, I believe, to that 25 machines are going to still be side by side off of turn number 2. With side by side there for third for a brief second, it looked like Drapeau had to give up a little bit there. Side by side throughout majority of the field here. Wills is already up to 10th. Going to be 3 wide potentially here between Matthew Klusterhuis and Matt Quick. Still up front, still side by side. Here comes Chris Yell on the bottom, trying to see if he can get around the 03 and the 97 in one corner. Patterson's going to get the slight advantage here as there's a caution out immediately. I think it might have to do with the 11 machine of Chaz Justice. Physical trophy, no money, confirmed. Let's go watch the replay. What happened to Chaz? It's actually earlier than that. The 24 machine of Matthew Klusterhuis gets loose, gets involved with the 45 of Matt Cherry. We'll watch this from the far camera and see what happened to Matt. This is through 3 and 4 relating up to the incident here. Maybe 3 wide for a brief second. Oh, he hits the bumps up there in 1 and 2. No, makes slight contact with what looks to be Kevin West. Now it's just enough to send him up the track. Could be just a brief amount of neck code also there, so there is that also going on. But we're underneath our first caution of the race. Everyone looks to potentially be coming down pit road. Some drivers do. The 25 machine of Brandon Klusterhuis came down pit road. He's putting 4 tires on. I mean, you have an unlimited amount of tires. Why not come down pit road? 45 is also on pit road. 24, 21. Cully isn't here, so it's not Josh Cully who missed the race. All right. Chaz Justice getting some damage fixed, fast repair, and Sawyer Ott's also on pit road. So who are we missing if it's not Josh Cully? Let's take a look at this again. Kevin Hash is here. Storm Patterson, Chris Gale, Tresnot, Kevin Freeze. We are missing Kevin Freeze. That's who we're missing. All right, got it figured out. Thought it was Cully because, like I said, he was having some sort of connection issue into the open practice, so I didn't see his name at quick glance, but he is in tonight's All-Star race. He's currently sitting back in 17th place. The damage being fixed here, Cherry. Been about 47 seconds in his pit box fixing damage. Sawyer spent about 31.3 in his pit box. That car does look alright though, not really seeing much damage on Sawyer. Oh, I really messed this up. This is a good race. I'm fixing all the bugs. We got the All-Star race bug figured out. That little thing on the bottom. Now we gotta fix the other graphic part of it. But hey, we'll have it all good to go. We'll even have some custom numbers on this leading into Daytona. So there is that. All 11 of you in chat, thank you so much for joining us tonight here on the Iron Thunder Racing Network. If you're also watching on Twitch, thank you very much for showing up. As the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car, so that means we'll be going back green this time. Storm Patterson, the 8 machine, did choose the outside lane again. Race leader does have the lane choice. This time will be the 03 of Kevin Hash on his inside. Row 2 will see Eric Drapeau and Chris Gale. Gale will be on the inside, Drapeau on the outside. Row 3 will see Rittenauer and Sam Green. Quick, Wiles, Tressenot, and Kevin West round out the rest of your top 10. The iRacing.com pace car will be going down pit road this time off turn number 4, and we'll get this all-star race back going here in the matter of seconds. And Storm Patterson's back on it here. Ooh. Oh. There could potentially be some lane change issues here. Between 87, maybe on the 9 machine, the Storm's going to be able to get a little bit better of a restart here. Sam Green's going to run a little bit high here on corner exit. He's going to lose a couple spots. Here comes Brandon Klusterhuis. He did come down pit road. Has some fresher tires. That could make a difference here. He's going to be side-by-side with Sam Green off of turn 4. Also side-by-side is Dalton Tucker, Trust Not. Chaz Justice, he's going to potentially stick it in there 3 wide, but thought better of it is Pamitat will go up the middle 3 wide here between Ott and Justice. Looks like Pamitat might have had to back out of it for a split second there. But the battle is on for second. Interpose on the inside of Hash. Hash will fall back to 3rd. He might even fall back to 4th here as Gill's on the inside of him. 9 laps completed. 91 to go. As Hash will fall back to 4th here. Teammate Ray Rittenauer is the next car to potentially be looking on the inside of it here. Pamitat, I think, might have just either fell out of the server or said, screw this. Not real sure, as Storm Patterson has pulled out to about a half a second lead. Looking for our first real tight battle here. Kevin Hash is still there with the battle between him and Gale. But here comes the 88. The All-Star Open winner, Daniel Wise. He's on the inside here of Ray. Potentially can be on the inside of the 03 machine of Kevin Hash. Doesn't really look like he will. He'll just stay side by side with the 87 here on the completion of lap number 11. Further back, Muniz is on the inside quick. This will be a battle for 7th. Looks like someone got a little bit loose there. Could be a little bit wrong. Klusterhuis there. Might have been Treston Ott. Not real sure to see a car get loose. He is dropping like a rock in a 2-foot creek here. And it's Dalton Tucker. Dalton Tucker. It was Dalton Tucker. I know it was a white car. I did see that. And he fell back. It's side by side. It's going to be 3 wide here. Oh no. Quick gets in the wall. Quick gets in the wall off of turn 2. Is able to corral it. Could potentially see some suspension, maybe some toe link damage there. But doesn't look like it's currently affecting him here as we go back to the battle for 3rd between Wiles and Hash. These two battling side by side allows Patterson and Drapeau to drive away a little bit here. They're a second behind Drapeau. Pamitat had new to iRacing as of the Season 2 build. Connection issue black flag. That's what happened to the 48 machine. Wiles is able to complete the pass here. So now we're looking side by side between the 81 and the 25. That's Brandon Klusterhuis and Ryan Muniz. I will try to recap as many of the cautions as I can get. Dalton Tucker. That's probably one from when he got loose there. Klusterhuis, Matthew, he's spinning on the back straight away. 1 car spin should keep it green. We will see here. We'll stay green. Taking a look at things here. Muniz and Rittenauer are battling here. This is a battle for 6th. It's a battle for 4th is heating up. Gale was looking on the inside. Muniz makes a little bit of contact there with Ray on corner X. And he's going to lose a spot to Klusterhuis. Goes from battling for 5th to back to 8th. Had a little bit of a nose there on the inside of Klusterhuis from 1. As the 11 machine of Justice gets loose off of 2. He's able to corral it, keep it going here. Not much damage done there. Kevin West is up here in, what's that, 9th place. He's able to get around Justice. Quick, like I said, potentially could have some sort of toe link damage after getting loose on exit to a couple laps to go. Still out front, Storm Patterson, Drapeau, and Wiles. Wiles has reeled in a little bit here. Instead of being a second back, he's about 0.8 of a second. Someone you should not count out here after what we watched him do in the All-Star Open. Kevin Hash is maintaining in fourth, and this is fifth on backs, really where the battles are heating up here. Gale's currently staying there in fifth. Rittenauer is going to be on attack from the 25 machine. This is Brandon Klusser. He did come down pit road underneath the first caution and put tires on the machine. 6-7 laps could be enough of a difference here for him. As Klusser will go ahead and complete the pass here, and Ray is going to potentially lose 2 here going into 1, and he'll drop back to 8th. Last 2 positions in 1 corner. Justice is on the back bumper here of the 01 of Kevin West, seeing what he can do here going through 3 and 4. 20 completed, 80 to go. 30 laps to the halfway caution and a potential full field invert, hopefully. So that would make things interesting. Storm Patterson's still out front. Wiles is going to be able to get by Drapeau here through 3 and 4. Again, he is someone we need to keep an eye on. He was fast in the opening. He's just making his way through the field here in the main event. I really wish this wasn't getting covered up because you can see where he started. He technically started 12th, but he's made his way up to 2nd here so far, 22 laps into the event here. Gale's starting to reel back in Kevin Hash here. Battle for 4th could potentially be brewing here. Also looking back here, Justice was able to get around West. That was the battle for 9th there. And he's going to start to pull away here. Green and Cully are battling. Quick's going to have an issue, and there's our caution. Oh, and Sawyer hits the cone, and that could potentially cause the cone to get stuck to the car. I know that was a thing here when Fischel went here a couple weeks ago. And that looked to be a situation between Cully and Green, so we'll go back about 40 seconds and see what happened. Again, we're watching here with Sam Green, Josh Cully, Matt Quick. This is all around, at the time, I would say 10th, 11th, 12th. Oh, you can see 2 separate instances here of cars getting loose. Rewind this real quick. And we'll far chase it real quick as cars are probably going to come down pit road here this time, but we're going to try and make this quick. Green, yeah, you can see that car's a little skewed. He's trying to save it. And here comes Coley just saying, cool, let me send this car in here. And oh. And then Sawyer, you're going to see him come here. I think he's just trying to stop and avoid the wreck. Didn't really get 100% loose there, so. There is that. But Sam Green's going to come out of pit road. He will, unfortunately, be 1 lap down. Storm Patterson's on pit road. Brandon Klusser, the whole entire field's on pit road. No one stayed out underneath this caution. But it looks like 88 here. He's going to potentially not beat Storm off pit road. Storm's going to be the first car off pit road, followed by Wills, Hash, Klusser. Gale's also out here, too. Gale came out 3rd. Enos comes out 6th. Kevin West 7th. Drapeau 8th. Preston out 9th. And Ray Rittenauer will round out your top 10. That looked to be a little bit of a rough pit stop for Rittenauer. Losing a couple spots there. But 25 laps complete, 25 laps in the halfway caution, 75 laps until we hand out a trophy. Storm Patterson, ever since that first caution, has been leading. He's led about the last 20 or so laps, 22, 23-ish. Wiles has been coming through the field, though. He's been picking him up and putting him down. And Cherry's through 3 and 4 right now, so it looks like he spent some time on pit road there. Coley, yeah, he's been a lot of time at his pit box. I don't think he either towed or he didn't have his quick fix on. So there is that. Matthew Klusterhus is still on pit road. He did get loose there. I don't know if he made contact with the wall. Could potentially be in make contact with the wall there. Could be a tolling situation for Klusterhus as well. So he's spending a lot of time. He is 11 laps down. Fortunately, I think that would be the end of his all-star race. But the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. Looks like the 8 machine is going to choose the inside line this time, giving 88 the outside. Then we have the 9 and 03 in row 2, Gale and Hash. 25, 81 in row 3, that's Klusterhus, Brandon, and Muniz. Row 4, we'll see Kevin West and Eric Drapeau, the 0197. And row 5, we'll see Tresnant and Ray Rittenauer. The rest of your cars on the lead lap, we'll see Dalton Tucker, Chaz Justice, Matt Quick, Matt Cherry, Sam O. Green. And then Cully's 3 laps down. And Matthew Klusterhus, who's still in the server, is 12 laps down. Like I said, lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. We'll watch them pull down pit road this time by. We'll have 73 laps to go in the race, 23 laps to go until a halfway caution as Patterson's able to get a good jump and clear to the top side. And Gale's going to get around Wallace here this time by. He's going to move up to second. 88 gets a little bit loose there. Looks like he might have touched the apron a tiny bit, but was able to corral it. 03 is looking like he's trying to try to block any sort of move from the 81 up the middle here. Is going to be side by side with the 25 of Klusterhus off of 4. Brandon gets loose. He's able to corral it. He's still going to keep a lot of momentum there to keep him in front going into turn 1 of Kevin Hash. Kevin West here is looking on the outside. Sorry, the outside Drapeau. And here goes around the 81. And we have another caution. Looked like Muniz got loose off a 2. And he just binned it. We'll go far chase camera and we'll watch the replay. And this is Ryan Muniz here. We're going through 3 and 4. This is a little bit before this situation here happens off of turn number 2. See there again, the 25 did get loose there. Not as warm as tires as they had before, but these tires are a little bit colder. And you can see here, this thing just likes to unload off of turn 2. And when it did that, he just got a little bit behind on his steering, and that caused him to go back up the track, into the wall, into the line. It will look to be, if I rewind it real quick, I want to say that's the 01 machine of Kevin West. Yeah. Gets sideways enough. That's about a 270 there. And caution does come out. 3rd time tonight. Majority of the field's going to stay out this caution here. Storm Patterson's still your race leader. Again, Storm is your current Iron Thunder Racing League Premier Series champion. Swapped over from JCOM to his own team here. He developed with Brandon Pamitat. Called Patterson Pamitat Motorsports. Chris Scales looking in new colors this year. Walla Man, Cadillac, kind of a mixture here. Daniel Wise, like I said, he's one of those guys. Keep your eyes out here. Really probably hoping not much of a invert here, as we do have quite a few options on my invert wheel that will be spun here underneath our halfway caution. Looks like Coley is going to be able to get one of his laps back. He'll be 2 laps down. Muniz, he'll get out before pace car gets in front of him here. Taking a look at that, there is some severe damage on the right front. But as long as, the one thing I've noticed with these cars, all the racing I've done with them, as long as no toe link's damaged, you're fine. Even if you have a little bit of damage on a toe link, maybe like at most a minute, it's still drivable. Anything over 3 minutes is where you're going to start running into a situation where it's wrecking loose. And Matt Klusterhus is still on pit road. And then connection motor PC blew up into a million pieces. everything that could happen to a computer, sim racer, whatever you want to call it, Habitat. He's 22 laps down and does not look like he'll come back out for tonight's All-Star race. Quick little reset here as Storm Patterson does choose the outside lane here, coming to 1 to go here. It'll be Patterson on the outside, Chris Gale on the inside. That's row 1. Row 2, we'll see actually 88 on the inside. That's Daniel Wiles and Brandon Klusterhuis. Row 3, again, will be Eric Drapeau and Ray Ritnow. No, Kevin Hash. These are a little bit skewed here because of the way they're pacing. It's Ritnow or Tucker, row 4. Justice Quick, row 5. Sawyer Ott, Sam Green, row 6. Tristan Ott, Matt Cherry, row 7. Kevin West, Ryan Muniz, row 8. And Josh Colley still back there, laps down. But the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car, up and making a hard left-hand turn this time, giving us 68 laps to go in the race, 18 to go in the first segment of the All-Star race. As Patterson gets going here, green flag's back out. There's another great launch by him here, as he's all by himself here. Does have a teammate sitting back there in 6th in Drapeau. Gale's going to get cleared for a second here. He's going to get cleared for more than a second. Kluster's even going to get cleared here. It's a not good restart here by Wiles here on the inside line. So things are starting to single file for the top 2 side by side for 3rd. And it might be single file going into 1 here for most of the top 6. Like here on the bottom here, Tucker had a little bit of an issue earlier on. He's able to be raced side by side with Drapeau here off of 2. He's going to fall back in the line, stay here in 6th. Has another opportunity at 3, 3, and 4. Kevin Hash, strong running car early. He's dropped back a little bit here to 7th. 15 to go until the halfway caution. Still Patterson, Gale, Klusterhuis out front, 1, 2, 3. Closest battle we have is going to be that battle between Tucker and Drapeau for 5th, as Tucker will look on the inside, Drapeau through 3 and 4. We also have a cluster of cars going on back here. This is all around that 9th position. Justice, Sawyer Ott, Matt Quick, and Kevin West. West is going to look at the inside of Matt Quick, as it looks like Tucker's going to fall back in line behind Drapeau, as Rittenauer is going to compete side by side with Hash. This is going to be a battle for 7th. Wiles is still within distance here, 3rd place, Klusterhuis. As we're coming down to 13 to go until the halfway caution. Single file for most of the first few cars here. Real first battle is going to go all the way back to 12th. Actually, that's going to be 13th between Muniz and... Actually, that's going to go all the way back to 14th between West and Green. Most of your first 13 cars, 12 cars are single filed out. West is going to look on the inside of Green here for 13th, but is going to have to fall back in line and try to set it up again. Justice is reeling in Kevin Hash here. This will be a battle for 8th. Rittenauer is also in front there. Sawyer Ott's approaching here. This might be the first time I've seen his name in the top 10 tonight. Don't count out Sawyer towards the end of the race. He always finds some sort of magic here at the end of the race as it pull out the W's. He's one of those names you need to keep an eye on later on in the race here, as we got 10 to go into the halfway caution. Hash and Justice will be side by side here, but Hash is going to pull ahead a tiny bit here, as Quick's going to look on the inside of Sawyer Ott for 10th. Again, you want to be in a decent position here for the field invert. I don't know what the field invert is yet. No one knows what the field invert is yet. As, you know, the wheel hasn't been spun yet. Nine to go until the halfway caution. Things are starting to settle down a little bit here for the battle for 8th. Looking back up front, closest battle really we have here would be the battle for 3rd, and again that battle for 8th. Actually, the battle for 12th is heating up, as Muniz was on his side of Cherry there for a split second. But that's going to settle down here. Sawyer Ott's actually going to be inside Justice there for a split second through 1 and 2, and there's a caution out. Caution, and it looks to be the 45 of Matt Cherry involved in this one. Let's go and watch the replay. Again, we're riding around with Matt Cherry, the 45 machine. This happens off turn number 2, so we're a little bit further behind than when it actually happens here, but we're going to watch it all unfold here. Going into 1. Oh, quick lost control of his car or what. That caused Cherry to check up, and then Muniz gets in the back of Cherry, and that's just a chain reaction. I think Quick might have got loose off of turn 2 there. In the middle of 2. Might have hit that bump up on the top there. Watch it real quick here. His car's coming down pit road. Wiles, Tucker, Rittenauer, Hash, Sawyer Ott are all coming down pit road. And he just gets loose there. Something we kind of saw with Luke Carbonneau in the All-Star Open there. Just getting loose and the middle of the corner. Could have got a little bit too deep. Breaking into the corner might have been a situation and whatnot. But enough to send him around here. But the way this is going to potentially set this up, this might set this up for I'm going to call it a green-white checkered situation to the halfway break. We're in that ballpark. 6 laps to go there. Pace laps are usually around, look to be about 3, maybe 4 laps per caution here. So we got that going on, so we could potentially be getting to that range where we might be approaching a off-the-book green-white checkered situation, you know? We don't have to pay the iRacing tax for it. Just saying. Yeah, we get a little early on green-white checkered. Yeah, we have the halfway caution coming up here in a matter of 5 laps, so there is that. And thank you guys for tuning in to the All-Star race here. We'll be back next week. Same time, 6:55, I believe, is when the stream's going to go live in the Central Time Zone, 7:55 on the Eastern Time Zone. For the duels! We have 2 dual races that are currently having the field set for them. Each duel will be about 40 laps. The ITRN duels from Daytona will be 40 laps next week from Daytona. One's going to be an afternoon race and one's going to be a sunset race. So I don't know how you want to qualify for that, but it's very interesting. And then 2 weeks from now, April 8th, the Lucky Dogs Daytona 250 from Daytona. I said Daytona twice there. 100 laps. And night race at Daytona. Hopefully, these guys don't cause a league-ending crash because my PC can't handle it. But we'll have about 33 of these guys out there in 2 weeks from now. Get the first truly points-paying race ahead of us. But I did my math a little bit wrong here. We're going to have green, green, white. So we're going to have a 2 green, white, checkered situation here. So we'll run 2 laps, get the white in the segment, and then we'll pull these cars down pit road. Let them get a quick little lap in, maybe grab a cup of water or whatnot, and then we'll send them back out there. Potentially in a completely different order. As Patterson chose the inside line this time, again, coming to 3 to go in the segment, Patterson gets a launch. Gets it clear. Terrible launch. It looks by the 25 machine on the outside lane there. Justice is also on the outside lane there. He's going to get passed by Wiles, who did come down pit road that last time. West is now up to 3rd. He was one of those guys who played some interesting strategies last lap in the open. Took 2 tires. 2 to go in the segment. And as Patterson's able to pull away by over a half a second here, Klusterhuis is going to be side by side with Drapeau. Drapeau's going to run the bottom. Klusterhuis is going to run the top. And also side by side between the 87 and 88. Looks like the 88 might have brushed the wall there a tiny bit off a 2. Coming to the white flag in the segment. 1 lap to go in the first 50 lap segment. And the caution comes out. Was I a lap off? I might have been a lap off. Taking a look at things, I don't really see any cars that's off the pace. So we might have just done a caution on lap 50, not after lap 50, which, you know, is what it is. I really thought we got one more lap at this, but who knows? So everyone's going to come down pit road here. This is how we're going to do it, right? Everyone's going to come down pit road. And they're going to go sit in their pit box. Josh Chloe's going to go get their lap back. And they're going to probably get maybe 5, maybe at most 10 minutes here to do what they need to do. During this break, it's highly recommended anyone who's watching the stream in the race to turn your car off. You don't want to grenade this engine. And you want to turn that motor off. So make sure you turn that motor off underneath this short little break. Also during this break, I'm going to pull up what I like to call the wheel. Hang on, let me turn something off real quick. You guys don't need to see the scoring pylon on the bottom. That doesn't need to be on anymore. That'll be turned back on after this. But we have the wheel. Right? Fantastic wheel. Some might say it's the best wheel. On this wheel, we have multiple options. We have what I think is 7 options on this wheel for the invert here. We've done this numerous times in the past for the league's All-Star race, where, you know, used to be Jonathan Gersup, who broadcasted the races for us, would spin the wheel and we would invert the wheel, invert the field from that. Our options on the invert for this wheel are the top 3, top 5, top 7, top 10, top 12, and the full field invert. So, I'm really hoping for the full field invert because I really think it'd be an interesting race here to see if Storm and Brandon and all those other guys can make their way back to the field. But I wouldn't be disappointed if we got like 7th, 10th. Hell, if we get top 3, it's going to put on an exciting race. But we're going to spin the wheel now and see what our invert is. And it looks to be a top 7. We got a top 7 invert. So that meaning, I don't remember who was 7th place coming in, will be our race leader when we go back green here at the end of this segment, of this halfway caution. So, yeah, let's go. It's top 7. So Storm's going to go back to 7th. Brand, I think, was 2nd. He's going to go back to 6th. Yeah. We're going to do a top 7 invert. I think it's going to get really interesting because we do have some guys here in the field that have shown some speed, shown some pace. I mean, we've seen it ever since, you know, that first caution. Storm got the lead. He was able to go and maintain that lead. He was able to pull away and whatnot. We really know he has the speed. We saw the 88 machine a while as he was able to come through the field and do a lot there during that first 50 lap segment. We saw Brandon come down pit road. He put tires on that car. I know he's in the top 7. So we'll see what he can do here. Drapeau, he was also in the top 7, showing some, I really say, short run speed, long runs where it gets a little bit interesting here for him. So there is that. Taking a look at other guys that are up there. I know Chris Gale is up there for a period of time. Not real sure if he was there at the time of caution. He might have been 7th. He was right around there at that point. I really wish I took a screenshot of that. Well, hang on. We're gonna rewind. I have this cool feature called the rewind button. Right here. Perfect. Cool thing about technology is we have a rewind button. So taking a look at your top 7. So coming onto pit road, your top 7 at the time was Storm Patterson 1, Brandon Klusterhus was 2nd, Drapeau was 3rd, Kevin West was 4th, Chaz Justice was 5th. In 6th was Daniel Wise, and Ray Rittenauer was 7th. So coming out of this caution break, it'll be Rittenauer, Wiles, Justice, West, Drapeau, Klusterhus, Patterson. That's going to be your top 7. And then the rest of the field was Dalton Tucker, Kevin Hash, Chris Gale, Sawyer. My thing says Sawyer Ott. And I got a message in a group chat saying he was 10th. Not real sure. Might have been 10th or 11th. But Sawyer Ott's also in that position. Ryan Muniz, Matt Quick, Matt Cherry, Tresson Ott, Sam Green, Josh Culley, who's also back on the lap. Unfortunately, I think that'll also put him at tail end of the longest line because he did get his lead lap back. But yeah, we're halfway through it. Seems some pretty good racing here. But I'm gonna take a quick second here. My throat is starting to hurt. Ooh, alright. I will do that. I am being told. Actually, before I do that, to pull Ray into the booth. Before Ray talks, let me make sure Ray's not muted. Ray?
Yo.
Guess what?
What?
You won the invert lottery.
Oh, joy.
You were P7 coming into it, the wheel chosen. And you get to start as the leader here once we go back racing.
Nice. I will try not to get run over.
Do you think it'll be one of those situations where clean air will help you?
I think it will, but as soon as I get past, it's gonna suck again. But we'll see what we can do here.
I have one solution, but it's sucking again. Don't get past.
I'll try not to.
Well, I hope you have a excellent last 50 lap run here, and congratulations to winning the invert lottery.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna move you back now. As that was the invert lottery winner, Ray Rittenauer. And I figure since we got time, let's pull up Storm. I mean, he's gotta be devastated, right? Let's pull Storm up here. I feel like the biggest loser of this situation. Has to go from 1st to 7th.
Man, I sure do hope you have my joints sound muted.
Oh, I most certainly do. I'm not that dumb.
Yeah. I gotta say, this 8 Budweiser machine is ripping tonight. Yeah, we're the biggest loser here, but to win that first segment and fall back to 7th, not too bad. Definitely could have been worse. Could have gotten a full field invert. So, yeah, biggest loser of the situation, but it is what it is. It could be way worse.
That is very much true. Have you really had practice in dirty air? Because I feel like that's going to be the biggest issue going forward for you.
No. Outside of being behind cars in practice, no, not really. So that'll probably be a huge detriment here for me. But been doing this for a while. I'll try to adapt quick and move forward, and hopefully we can get back up to the lead. It would be cool to win this. We got a really stacked field this week, but I'm excited. Get some adversity in here, so I'm looking forward to getting this thing restarted and putting it back in the lead.
Well, I can see cars are starting to pull off a pit road, so I'm gonna get you back into your group chat here so you can communicate with them. Good luck, and put on a hell of a show for us.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy.
As that was Storm Patterson. And as cars are going back on the racetrack here, they're going to get the field set back here. Again, the top 7 is going to be inverted. And then go from there. Justice, yeah, he's technically not 21st, right? The way they come down pit road, the way that start-finish line is, they cross the line and whatnot. And if you have a pit box that was behind the pit line, you kind of get screwed there. So he's going to be restarting, like I said. He was in the top 5. He's going to be restarting third or fourth in one of those positions. We'll see. We'll see how Dylan lines this up. But right now, with Ray Rittenauer, he's going to be your race leader. Biggest advantage for him. Yeah, he did. Technically, he even also didn't start 21st. So we do have a couple cars in here. I'm one of them by mistake. I normally join these as a broadcaster, as a spectator. I accidentally clicked on it and joined as a race car driver. So he technically started behind me and our race control car. The one machine, Dylan Hale, is also, he normally joins in the sessions. You'll see his name on our points graphics throughout the year here. He normally joins the session as race control when I never actually races. So if you don't put up a Q lap, you get lined up based on I rating. So in this situation, I can take a look here. Kaz has a 1200 I rating, not a bad I rating, pretty okay I rating. He just unfortunately would then get put behind me and then race control on the starting grid. So he technically didn't start 21st. He might have started 19th, 18th, around there. It's going to be classified as a 21st place starting spot. So, hey man, I am here to inform everybody on the happenings during our wonderful start race. But they're going to go get some heat in the tires here as they have to go catch the pace car. The pace car is all the way up in turn 1 and 2. And might be getting 1 to green this time by. And we'll get this all-star race back going. By the way, the stream I have can go back to live. So here's a running order for you. It's Rittenauer, Wills, Justice, West, Drapeau, Klusters, Patterson, Tucker, Hash, Sawyerot, Chris Gale, Ryan Muniz, Matt Quick, Matt Cherry, Trestonat, Sam Green, Josh Coley. Josh Coley is the last car on the lead lap, as Matt Klusterhoos and Brandon Pamitat are both out due to accident and actual hardware issues. So that is a quick rundown of your running order here. The lights are still on the iRacing.com pace car, so that means we're at least going to get one more time around the racetrack here. I hope you guys spent that roughly about 10-minute break here. Got yourself some water, take a quick bath and break, because I think we're going to get a pretty exciting last 46, 47 laps of this race. Getting on the line tonight, plain and simple, trophy. No points are on the line or anything, but during our duels next week, top 10 do get some points. So we'll get to see some high-class points racing action next week. And again, if there's enough time left here, it's not like too late, we'll hop into the qualifying server, get a quick look at the way the lineup's looking. I know there's some heavy hitters still probably haven't even turned a lap yet in qualifying. Those of you who aren't in the All-Star race watching this broadcast, this is probably now the time to go run your qualifying lap, get that lap in. Otherwise, you could wait a little bit, get some of these guys who also are in the race who haven't ran a qualifying lap a opportunity to go run a lap while you join and potentially see some tricks and secrets from them. Because, super speedway qualifying is, there's a lot more to it than just holding it down and going laps. So that's a word of advice. Yeah, here we go. Lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. We're going to come to 46 laps to go. It's Ray Rittenauer, Daniel Wise on the front row here. As the iRacing.com pace car is going to get ready to take a left-hand turn down pit road. Right about now. And they'll approach the Geico restart zone. And we're back racing here from Iowa. Major checkup. Something happened to Sawyer out there on the restart. Not real sure. We'll take a quick look at it here in a second. Make sure things are single filing out. Justice is going to be 3 wide here bottom. West looks like he ran the wall a little bit there. They're going to be 3 wide off of 4. West, Kluser, who's Patterson. 5 cars underneath a blanket here. 6 if you count Tucker. Oh, Justice hit the bump. He's going to get into Kluser, who's he's going to get into Tucker, and we're under caution. That's just aggressive racing and a terrible bump at a terrible place. That's like, I can't really blame Justice here for anything. This is more of a situation because of a terrible bump. He's going for it. Like, he hits the bump up there in turn 1, and that just upsets the car. The car's just bottoming out, and it just causes him to get loose. Unfortunately, that does get Brandon Kluser, who's involved. I don't think it potentially is too bad a damage. I also believe Dalton Tucker, yeah, you can't really see much of anything there. We'll take a look. Maybe the right... Oh, that's the driver. I don't have the right front anymore. Take a look at the front end of Dalton Tucker. See a little bit there on the right front there. But that's just the bump and the diffuser on this car just making contact with the track. But yeah, real quick, we'll take the opportunity here. Willing to bet some cars will come down pit row. Hang on. Are we 1 to green? Never mind. We won't go back and take a look at that. I was going to go back and see what happened to Sawyer out there on the restart. So he did drop like a rock in a 2-foot creek there. Not real sure. I'm sure we're live. Alright, I think they might have gone green. I wasn't live. So it was probably a quick caution. That is all on me there. I will take blame for that. Yeah, I'm trying to take a look here, take a look at things here. You can say the pace car came back out, right? They got 2 laps, caution comes out. Yeah, so that is on me. I took a little bit too long dissecting that replay. That is all on me. I'm so sorry to the drivers in the field. Or it could have been on Iris. I'd rather blame it on Iris. But the lights are back on the Iris.com pace car. I'm gonna blame it on Iris. It really does seem like we went green right away there, so very interesting. But still, right now, out front here, he's been able to maintain that so far since we gone back green. Wise is still in 2nd. West is up in 4th. Justice going to be classified 3rd. Drapeau, Kluser, who's 5th and 6th. Patterson's still in 7th. These cars are coming down pit road this time. And also doubling up. Also thought I had this back on live, so. Yep, we are live, yep. All right. Good to know. Coming to 39 laps to go, by the way. We're coming this time by 38 to go. Here's our leading pit road here. Coley, Sawyer, Ott. There are only 2 cars who went down pit road. Here's Tristan Knott. He's running back there. P13. Again, that's Smitty Supplies Inc. 15 machine. And this time, the light should be going off on the iRacing.com pace car. Or not. There we got one more pace lap. Alright. Very, very interesting. We have one more pace lap, making sure I'm not missing anything here. No, I'm not. Coming to completion on lap 62 this time. And it's Rittenauer Wiles out front. Justice West, row 2. Drapeau, Klusterhuis, row 3. And Patterson Tucker, row 4. We'll see Hash and Sawyer at row 5. Row 6 will be Gale and Muniz. Row 7 will be Quick and Trestonat. Row 8 will be Cherry and Coley and in 17th place all by himself. And row 9 will be Sam O. Green. Coming to 36 laps to go. Everything is starting to get into crunch time for some of these drivers. Moves are going to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more bolder. Let's see what happens here as the iRacing.com pace car is going to get ready to make a hard left-hand turn here. Giving this race back in control to Ray Rittenauer. Into the Geico restart zone as the green flag is back out. Great jump there this time. As Drapeau's going to look on the inside of Justice here for third. Going to be 3 wide, West up top, Justice in the middle. Klusterhuis is going to be right on the tail end here of him. Patterson's going to be inside of Klusterhuis here. It's going to be 3 wide going through 3. Klusterhuis runs a little bit up here through the corner. Getting very, very tight. He's now going to look on the inside of Patterson here. 3 wide going into 1. No, backs out a little bit here. Again, all this is just giving momentum for Ray to pull ahead a little bit. Side by side for third is going to be West and Drapeau. As Wiles is going to look here, potentially a little bit there on corner exit of 4. On the inside here of Rittenauer, 34 laps to go. A lot of action here. Drapeau and Patterson are battling. Tucker gets around Klusterhuis. Patterson's able to get ahead here of Drapeau into 3. Taking a look at things, Klusterhuis is going to be battling here for a brief second there with Tucker. Tucker's able to shut the door. Side by side back there with Quick. 3 wide actually. The Muniz is going to be in the middle. Out front still Ray Rittenauer ahead of Wiles. Patterson's still going to get around Drapeau. Now sets his eyes on West. Looks like Justice gets in the wall again. He's going to be potentially side by side with Tucker going into turn 3 and 4. Wiles is able to get around Rittenauer here. He's going to take the lead here with 32 laps to go. Patterson still setting his eyes here on West as Wiles is now going to start pulling away here. Justice is able to hang on to his position here in 6th for a second here. So now he's going to get in the back bumper Drapeau as Patterson's going to clear West. No, he won't. Side by side the line as West goes to the bottom. He's going to be the inside of Rittenauer. 31 laps to go, 69 in the books. West is going to get around Rittenauer. Patterson gets a little bit loose here off of 2, so that's going to slow his run. But he's going to have a look on the inside of Rittenauer here into 3 and 4. Side by side through 3. They're going to be side by side up of 4. 30 laps to go. As Wiles is going to take a look at this in the rearview mirror and be like, yeah, keep doing that. Keep racing back there. Still green, even though my thing says the pace car is left the pits. I don't know why. Taking a look around here, Patterson's able to get around Rittenauer, and he's up to 3rd from that 7th place invert position. Now sets his eyes on Kevin West, as Wiles is going to pull away to about a 7.5 10-second lead. Looking back here, Depoe's going to be all over the back bumper. Rittenauer down the back straightaway. That gap's going to open up a little bit, as Justice has an opportunity here for a brief second to be on the back bumper. Depoe. Patterson's all over the back bumper. West coming to 28 laps to go. Single file, most of our top 10. First car really looking at anything is going to be Kevin Hash here for 9th on the inside of Gale. He's going to have a nose there. No, he won't. He'll sit back in 10th and try it again through 3 and 4. Looking here, Depoe does have the inside line here on Rittenauer. This is a battle for 4th. Starting to heat up. Again, West is pulling out to about a 6, 7, 10 second of the lead here. 27 laps to go. Depoe's barely on the inside there. No, he's going to get clear. Justice has a brief moment here off of 2. That's going to allow Klusterhuis and Tucker to get by. Maybe even Kevin Hash. Hash is going to look on the outside here. Coming to 26 laps to go. Hash is going to be side by side with Justice. Justice slides up a tiny bit here, overdriving the corner skosh. Now the lead's 9/10 of a second here over West. Wiles is just continuing to pull away. Running lap times over half a tenth faster than West, but Patterson in 3rd is running faster laps than Wiles. 25 laps to go as things are starting to single file out. The majority of the field, Treston not staying back here. Back in 16th, same thing with Kevin Hash. Something happened to him. But the actions up front here as Patterson gets around West and now sets his eyes 1.3 seconds behind race leader Daniel Wiles with 24 laps to go. Depoe is now challenging Rittenauer here. That also brings Dalton Tucker into picture. Depoe is going to get clear. Tucker is going to get around Rittenauer. Rittenauer looks like he brushed the wall a tiny bit. He's going to fall back to 6th now into the hands of Brandon Klusterhuis, as Justice is also going to get battling here with Chris Gale. Ain't missing much really out front. It's 1.3 to gap to Wiles Patterson. Battles are really forming here as Rittenauer is really falling off his rock here. Falling off the... Let me rephrase that. We're going to go... Frey's just falling back into the field. Side by side with Gale. Gale's going to slide up. He's going to get clear. Rittenauer is going to try a crossover move, but I don't think he's going to have enough of a momentum to get to the inside there with 22 laps to go. The lead has maintained about 1.3. The distance the whole entire time. Wiles has been running faster laps than Patterson. Taking a look here, Justice is now going to look on the inside of Ray here. This is now the battle for 9th. Justice is going to go to the bottom here. Everyone's really been taking advantage here on the bottom on Rittenauer. When we come back to the line, we'll have 20 laps to go. Sam Green also has fallen back here to about 12 seconds off the leader. He had a moment as well. Hash, Trestonot, and Samuel Green all have moments here during this last little run we've had going on. Rittenauer and Justice are still side by side against the battle for 9th. Sorry, battle for 8th. Oh, Ray gets loose. He goes into the wall. He's going to corral it. Doesn't take anyone else with him. He's going to almost merge right back in front of Sawyerot. And Rittenauer, that might be the end of his all-star run here. Drops back to 14th. That might be a hard enough hit to potentially damage the toe link. Maybe some of the suspension pieces. It's still Wiles out front by 1.3 seconds. Storm has pulled about 0.8 of a second ahead of West. And Depoe's about same gap back from West. Tucker's now challenging Depoe here for 4th. starting to reel him in, and Brandon Klusterhuis is also right behind him. So if these two get battling, we might see ourselves a kind of a 3-car battle for 4th. And things are starting to settle out here. 1.3 the gap to the lead. Laps are starting to wind down. Storm ran of 2/1000 a second faster there previous lap. 2 Wiles. We'll see this time. Wiles crosses the line with a 24.211 and a 2.22. Not good enough here with 17 laps to go for Patterson. Wiles is running the fastest laps. He does have the cleanest there on the racetrack. Again, Tucker is still trying to reel in Drapeau here. Just again trying to form a battle between him and Drapeau for 4th. The laps are starting to wind down. 16 to go. Told you early on, Wiles was a car to potentially take a look at here. It's grown this gap to 1.3 seconds, and now if we're going to drop down a tiny bit, maintain about 1.3 as he ran as a 24.295. Storm's 24.266, so almost 300ths of a second faster that time, but again, time's running out. 300ths, you need to be about a 10th here in this range to catch him here within the next 15 laps. Tucker is really closing the gap here on Drapeau, coming to 14 laps to go. It's now under 0.2 of a second here. As Wiles is really running an extreme high line here. It looks like he got into the wall there for a moment. He's going to lose the lead. He's not even going to lose second place. What happened to Wiles? Let's rewind about 30 seconds here, about 20 seconds to see what happened to Daniel Wiles. Oh, he hit the bump in 1. The bump claims another one in turn 1. Oh no. You really hate to see that. He's going to fall from a 1.3 second lead to fall to about 7/8 of a second behind Patterson now. 13 coming to 12 laps to go for Storm. He's completed a 7th the first challenge, but he still has to worry about Kevin West here. The gap's about a half a second. And West ran almost 100th of a second faster that lap. Tucker did get around Drapeau, so Dalton Tucker move him up to P3. Drapeau's trying to counter back here to see if he can keep this fight on. So we come to 11 laps to go. And Storm Patterson is able to get the lead back after Wiles made... I wouldn't really blame Wiles. I blame the track and the car combination. Wiles just ran a little bit too high there. Car just bottoms out and he gets loose and puts the car into the wall. That's what gave Storm Patterson the lead here with 10 laps to go. Kevin West, unfortunately, was slower that time. But now he has to start worrying about Dalton Tucker behind him. Tucker's starting to reel in West. And Drapeau is going to unfortunately fall off the battle here. But if these two get racing here within the next 10 laps, he might have an opportunity to sneak out of P2. 9 laps to go. Things are pretty spread out here. I mean, Gale's getting challenged by Justice here. This is a battle for 6th. Justice is going to have a brief advantage here through the middle of the corner. Have about half a car length. He will be clear going into 3. If he's able to complete this pass, it's going to give Josh Coley an opportunity to get around Gale. It's going to put side by side here as Storm Patterson's now going to be challenged for the lead here with Kevin West with 8 laps to go. West goes to the bottom. It's now actually a 4-car battle for the lead as Tucker, Drapeau all get into the battle. West is going to lose a little bit here on corner exit. Tucker's going to go to the top. Drapeau's going to sit there and just watch these 3 battle out. 7 more laps around the Iowa Speedway. I don't know if something happened to Storm a couple laps ago that made him lose that 0.3 of a second lead he has here. Sorry, lose the half second he had here. He's going to pull out to about 0.3 here. Tucker's going to look on the inside of West. So now the battle for second. Storm needs these two to race pull away. 6 laps to go. Wiles unfortunately has to come down pit road. I really think that might have been some toe link damage, and it might be a little bit too much toe link damage. Like I said, a tiny bit's okay, it's drivable. More than a tiny bit's where it gets an issue. As Tucker's able to clear, West sets his eyes on Patterson. 5 laps to go. Justice again was able to get her around Gale. Coley was also able to get her around Justice. As Tucker goes to the inside here through 1 and 2. Side by side down the back straightaway. Storm has about a half a car length lead here. They're going to be door banging through 3 and 4. Coming to 4 laps to go. Tucker has the advantage. Patterson gets loose. He has to corral it. 4 laps to go. Dalton Tucker with the lead. Kevin West gets around here, now sets his eyes back on Tucker. Parsons probably got to try to cool his tires off. The gap's about a half a second between the 21 and the 01. Patterson now, that right rear looks a little bit heated. So does Drapoza. Drapoza's going to get loose here through 3 and 4. He's going to fall back to 6 as Kloosterhuis and Cully both get around him. 3 to go. Tucker's advantage over West is about a half a second through 1 and 2. Fortunately, I think Patterson might need a caution to set anything up here, as Kloosterhuis is able to get around Patterson. I think that right rear might be gone. 2 to go. It's going to be 4-car battle for second here. I think this race might be for Dalton Tucker. Through 1 and 2, the advantage is 7/10 of a second. Kloosterhuis is up to third, a second behind him. Coley really coming out of nowhere. He's up to third. He's going to take a look on the inside here. West gets loose. The white flag's in the air. 1 lap to go. West gets in the wall. This race will be official. Tucker. He's running 24.9s. Coley was running 24.7s. Unfortunately, I think the advantage is too much. Finished second by a photo finish in the All-Star Open. And he's going to come from the back to the front and win the 9th annual ITRL All-Star Race. Dalton Tucker race winner. Josh Coley finished second, 6/10 of a second behind him. Really came out of nowhere. Third place goes to Brandon Kloosterhuis. That's your top 3. Matt Cherry comes out of nowhere, finishes 4th. Storm Patterson falls back to 5th there. I really think that moment off of 4 is really what... Unfortunately, I think... Oh, that's a shame. We'll just delete... Really what did him in here. But Dalton Tucker is your race winner. We'll let him do some burnouts here and get him into the booth. I think we're going to go reverse order. We're going to go 3-2-1 when we pull him into the booth. So third place is going to be Brandon Kloosterhuis when we give him a second here. Give him a brief moment to cool down. Nah, actually, we're going to pull in the race winner. We'll start with the race winner. We'll pull Dalton Tucker up in here. Move him on up into the booth. After talking to Dalton after his second place finish in the All-Star Open, he's going to come out here and win the All-Star Race.
I did not see that coming the way it did. Not at all.
Just walk us through there the last 10 laps. What was going through your mind?
Shoot, if you back it up to about 20 to go, I thought I was done. I thought I had absolutely nothing. I had no grip, no nothing. And then it was just like one by one. I guess they burned their stuff off just a little bit more than I did. And I was telling my team that that is the worst driving last 10 laps of a race I think I've ever had.
What was going through your mind when you saw Storm get loose there? Was off of turn 4. I think that might have been around 7 laps ago. Do you really think it was in your hands to win this race?
Well, I knew where I was running. There was going to be some guys kind of behind me that probably had just as good of tires that I had. So I was kind of waiting to see what would happen. Coley came on strong at the very end. And I think a couple more laps, he could have got me.
I'm going to let you know real quick. Cully was about 0.4 of a second lap on that last lap faster than you.
Yeah, he was coming quick. The last lap I ran it pretty conservative just to be safe, but he was still. I mean, he was much faster at the end.
First race back in the ITRL, race winner. Does this give you some sort of momentum going into the season here?
I would say yes, but it's Daytona, so my luck there usually isn't too good. So whatever momentum I might have, it's very easy to lose it at Daytona.
I'll agree with that statement. Daytona is a wild card. Well, before we go ahead and let you go here and celebrate with your team, is there anyone you'd like to give a quick shout out to, a quick thank you for?
Definitely the guys at America Racing. Dylan invited us over, and I noticed all them joining, so I'm glad they picked me up. And great group of guys. Daniel, also, shit, what's his? I forgot his name now. Kevin. Shoot. Both them great guys. I know Kevin live streams, so it'd be funny to check that out. Just appreciate everybody here for racing me clean. I know I've had some run-ins with some of them in years past, so it's good to be back and very welcome too.
You know, it's great to have you back. Congratulations on winning the 9th All-Star race. I'm pretty sure Dylan at some point in the season will be reaching out to you to send you your trophy. And good luck on the rest of the season.
Appreciate it, man.
That was race winner Dalton Tucker. We'll pull up second place Josh Cully. Hopefully he's still in the Discord. And we'll get him in the booth and just ask him, where the hell did that speed come from?
Oh man, we just saved our tires a little bit and paid off. Those guys were pushing really hard at the beginning. If you relax a little bit, and then they come back to you at the end.
Did you think going in there to the white flag lap that you had any sort of chance to at least get to this back bumper to potentially get him the good old bump and run or anything?
I figured if we got loose, maybe, but I don't know. The way those guys were getting loose, towards the end of the race there, you could tell their tires were cooked. So I didn't know, how hard he had raced or anything, but I was catching him quick, and another lap or two, I think I would have got it done. But it was fun. It was fun driving from the back to the front and seeing, how that physics works with the tires, where you can save them and they'll run a good lap the rest of the session. So, but yeah, it was fun. I was dreading Iowa, thinking it was going to be a terrible result for me. But to get second, man, is better than I expected. So it was a good night.
Have you ran your qualifying lap yet?
No, I'm about to actually.
Well, we might hop in and watch that here for the folks on the broadcast. Great P2 finish tonight. Before we let you go, I know the Coley fan nation, the Coley fans are out there watching this. Is there anything you'd like to say to them? Any thank yous you need to give out?
Thank you guys for broadcasting, putting in the time and effort, put the league together, and good to be back on the track again with the Iron Thunder Racing League and the Sip and Shine guys, and looking forward to Daytona next week.
Can't wait for the duels next week. Congratulations on your P2 finish, and good luck to the rest of your season, man.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
As that was second place Josh Coley, all that leaves is most of the time my favorite interviewer and interviewee in the 25 machine of Brandon Klusterhuis.
How's it going?
You finished P3 tonight, man.
Yeah. Should have been more. Just got caught up in someone else's mess, and the tires were basically dead from the start of that second restart, and we had to just manage, and we made something of it. It's just disappointing when you felt like you had the pace. But, good race, though. That's for darn sure.
Oh, yeah, it was a very exciting last 40-some lap run, 49 laps there. Very, very exciting. No, you did. You did have some ups and downs in the race, though. I didn't notice that.
Well, we were seeing if maybe we could trick the inverse there and stuck tires on lap 2, drove back up to my detriment, back up to second. I should have taken it a little bit easier, but when you get the itch of competitive racing, you just want to win everything. So, yeah, pretty good. The ITRL network car was fast. From practice, thought I was basically dead in the water there, but I think we might have something for him this season. So we're going to take this momentum and just keep up with it.
When you went out there for your qualifying lap, did you think you actually put down a fast lap, or were you expecting someone to jump in front of you?
It felt good. I didn't think number 1, but it definitely felt good. It's way better than what it was in practice. With the hotter temperatures, this thing was just a slip and slide on the exits. When I seen it was 2 laps, it's like, okay, I can basically use this first one to put down somewhat clean lap, and we'll push it on the second, and it came out perfect. It's one of those deals that just follow the fast guys, and they'll show you the line, and you just got to try to copy it. So, extremely surprising I got the pole, but I will definitely take that.
Did you learn anything to set you up for the rest of the year? Can you pocket anything in the notebook?
If it's going to drive like this, you thought tire saving was important before, you're going to have to 10x that, because this was like real life Bristol out there. It just, when they fell off, they were gone. You couldn't get them back, and if you were too aggressive, basically, you seen what happened. You could run out to 2-second lead, but it didn't mean nothing, because when the tires were gone, everybody was right back up at you. And I'd like to congratulate Dalton there on the win. He did it better than any of us. That's where I was a little upset, because when I got spun there, when the confusion with the yellow and all that happened, it sort of just lights him up.
I'm going to ask Dylan about that, because I was sitting there and I look and I see, well, you're going again. What went wrong there? Do you know what went wrong there?
Just with the spin?
No, with the caution, because the caution came out.
It just, on our screens, it just kept saying, like, I was confused. We went going full bore, and it kept saying 1 to go.
Really?
So
it was Iris. I'm glad.
Yeah.
You can blame
Iris. Oh, yeah.
And...
No, it wasn't us just deciding to gun ho. The pace car went off, and Ray went in the box like he's supposed to, and it just kept saying 1 to go, and that was me out of 2. It's like, am I supposed to hit the gas? What's going on here? So,
right.
A little technical issue in the box, but once we got it sorted out, it was pretty good, 40-lap run to the end?
Yeah, it was a great run there.
So,
all right, I know you... Oh, no, go ahead. Speak.
All I was going to say is, yeah, I'm happy that we were able to go caution-free that second half and put a really good show on for the fans.
It was very exciting. There was action everywhere, and then, lead changes, and it's like, oh no. But,
well, it's, we got some pretty good talent in here, because I seen 5 or 6 guys that a lot of guys would have that car head on into the wall, but they saved it when those rear tires went, so it was a very good job by them. But, yeah, not what I expected coming into Iowa tonight.
Not what I was expecting either. Well, before I go ahead and let you go, I'm going to give you the mic here to thank anyone you want to thank real quick. The floor is yours.
Well, I'd like to thank the Iron Thunder Racing Network for giving me this beautiful 25 machine. I'd like to thank Alex Little and All Gas TV for their beautiful presentation tonight. I'd like to thank all the fans for coming out and watching, and let's hope we're going to put a good show on in Daytona there in a couple weeks.
We got the duels next week. We actually have a chance for some points racing, man.
Yeah, we're going to try to see if we can get us 10 there and try to get us the big one.
Well, good luck on the rest of the season, man. Hopefully we'll talk to you more.
Oh, thanks, man. I hope to be up here quite often this year, so I'm looking forward to it.
So do I. As that was our third place finisher, Braden Klusterhoofs. We'll quickly go over your final results from the night. Again, it was Dalton Tucker who got the win, getting himself that automatic ticket in the next year's All-Star race and every All-Star race from here on out. Josh Cully finished second, Braden Klusterhoofs third. Matt Cherry, again, he kind of surprised me here. Looked like back half top 10, 12th-ish range, comes home fourth. Patterson, really, I think he burned off his right rear tire, comes home fifth. Chaz Justice had a couple moments through there in the last run, comes home sixth. Great run for him in his first race in the league. Ryan Muniz comes from the opening and finishes seventh. Christopher Gill finishes eighth. Kevin Hash finishes ninth, and Sawyer Ott rounds out your top 10. 11th through the rest of the field here. Matt Quick will finish 11th. Tristan Ott will finish 12th. Ray Rittenauer finished 13th. 14th will go Samo Green. 15th will go Eric DePoe. He'll be the last car credited on the late lap. In 16th, we'll have Kevin West. He finished one lap down. I think he might have burnt his stuff up there. I think he might have also came down pit road or something. Not real sure. After Wiles got into the wall there, he did end up finishing 11 laps down. Kind of rough to see. I mean, he did put on a show early for us there coming through the field. Matthew Kluster, who finished 85 laps down after his troubles early on in the race, and Brandon Payment had technical issues. Pretty much did his racing, and me and Dylan Hill finished out the rest of the field. Like I said, we're not gonna jump into qualifying. It's getting kind of late. We've been on for a little bit here. I want to thank all y'all for coming out tonight. We'll be live again, I think, same time next week. Let me pull up here. Well, maybe a little bit later start. Practice is 1 hour for Duel 1. So we'll be starting at 7:25 Central Time, 8:25 Eastern, 40 laps for Duel number 1. And then Duel number 2 will start right after that. We'll be live for that 40 lap session there. They're finishing up qualifying right now. And, yeah. Pretty exciting season we have ahead for us here. But that'll do it for me. I'll catch you guys next week again. If I'm reading this right, we'll be live right around 7:25-ish. Could be sooner, could be later. Not real sure. But, see you guys next week.